Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Tavern.
What's happening? How we doing?
Doing good.
Yeah.
You
How's your
had a
weekend?
long my weekend was good. It was just relaxing. I haven't got out of
Yeah.
the golf course in a while. The weather here has been getting cold, and just haven't been able to swing a club. Just been living vicariously through other people's golf.
You mean like
So-
this one yesterday? Like that one yesterday?
No, not through you. Did you win? You won yesterday?
We did win yesterday. We shot 20 under, including shooting 25 on the back nine.
Okay. So you didn't like pencil whip like that group that shot a 46 in a
No,
scramble?
we only shot 20 under. Another team actually shot 20 under, but they went off of a match of the back nine score, and they shot 27 on the back. They made 9 birdies on the back, and we made 2 eagles on the back. So that was
Nice.
the winning. I saw. I'm going to be honest, I did not hit the shot, but one of the guys on our team hit the nastiest golf shot I've ever seen anybody hit in one of these yesterday. At one point, I'd gone live on 15. We drove it in the fairway bunker down the left-hand side along the pond, and he hit a 6-iron from 185 yards out of a waste bunker into the wind to 4 feet.
Nice.
I was like, all right, cool. Let's go make
We-
eagle and move
We're
on.
playing that one.
Yeah. I was like, good talk. Glad we had
No
it.
one else
I mean,
needs to hit. We're good.
No, I mean, if you want to hole it, I mean, that sounds all right. I mean,
Yeah,
you
it's
can
like, I'm gonna
hole
try
it.
to jar it, but that's about it.
That's about it. So,
Nope, I scored it. No, we're good.
but yeah, no, Lake Nona was in great shape, as always, as to be expected. They had overseeded already. The overseeds coming in, and obviously to get ready for the tournament in January. So it's going to be that golf course it looks really pure right now, and it's only going to get better between now and January.
When is it not?
So-
I mean, that's one of those courses that even
Right.
when it's in bad condition, it's still better than any Muni or any public course you're going to play.
There were some rumblings yesterday that they're actually going to move the tournament next year from Lake Nona.
The tournament you were in yesterday?
Yeah, they're going to move it.
To where?
I'll give you one guess. You know where it is.
Walt Disney World.
No, it's right behind that, though, actually.
Actually,
Literally.
it's right behind Bay Hill is what it's right behind.
Yeah, it's right between Bay Hill and Disney. It's called
Yeah,
Isleworth. So there's talk that they're going to move it to Isleworth next year. So
Have you ever been out on Isleworth?
I've been out there. I've never played it. So
Yeah, I've walked it, and it's a fun track. It's a fun little course. Nothing I think that's too crazy out there. They just have some long holes, so that it's just a long track. I feel at points.
But yeah, I need to give a shout out. There was Team Drive Shack. We actually defended our title yesterday in shooting that 20 underscore. So it was a fun day. Thanks to John, our guest a few weeks ago from Drive Shack. He put the team together, and we win. That's what we do. So it was a fun time. So
someone else won this weekend.
Someone else won this weekend. A guy we've been talking about for since the middle of the year, literally. Ludwig Oberg, Ryder Cup stalwart now. I mean, we can call him that. It was going to happen sooner or later. He was going to get his first win, and you shoot 61-61 over the weekend.
Yeah, you had a good way to good chance of winning at that point.
On a golf course that was kind of benign. I mean, they need the wind to blow out there to have that golf course be pretty tough where the location is. So you can make some birdies, and those greens they're pure.
Well, like
I do want to give a shout out really quick to Eric Cole, finishing third. He had 5 top 5 finishes this year on the PGA Tour, and would have probably been Rookie of the Year had Oberg not won this week. And I think now the nod goes to Oberg for Rookie of the Year on the PGA Tour. The other good thing, though, for him is he is in the first 2 signature events now, because he finished in the 50 to 60 slots on the money list, on the FedEx Cup points for the total year. So in finishing in that 50 to 60 slot, he does get into the Tournament of Champions as well as Pebble Beach. So good for him. And did you see the feel-good story this week?
Which
Greg, at all?
Which feel-good story?
Matt Atkins.
I did not see this one.
So Monday cues in, had almost given up the game, was playing Corn Ferry Tour. It basically was not going to try anything. Monday cues in, birdies the final 3 holes on Friday to make the cut on the number, finishes T36.
Nice.
And I'm going to say this. That story right there is what makes the PGA Tour better than Live.
Oh, yeah. You tied at T36, you tied Ricky Barnes. You beat
Former
Cameron
Ryder Cup
Young.
player. Right?
Oh, no, Matt Atkins, he actually tied 38th. He actually
38th,
tied
okay.
Cameron. He tied Cameron Young.
Okay.
So, you beat Corey Connors. You beat Brian Hartman.
He's got a major. He's got a jug at his house that they all drank out of this week.
You beat Camilo, who won
winner of the week before
last week.
Yep.
So, like these stories are great, and I think like this fall series that they're having right now to kind of get the 125 to what is it 51.
Well, it finalizes the 125.
That's what I'm saying.
It finalizes the 60, the top 60.
Finalizes 51 to 125. Where you fall in that changes some other things.
Where you fall in
that are in there. But it's created these storylines like we were talking about last week. It's still fun. It's fun to watch. I don't think they're choosing as hard of courses. I think they want to see these scores. They want to build up confidence on these guys.
I mean, RSM is. I mean that this tournament was basically a gift to Davis Love anyway to be able to tournament. So, I mean, great city. There's a lot of tour players that live there anyway. Another guy that we talked quite a bit about this year got into that top 60 list in what's his name?
Luke list?
Ben Griffin.
Matt Kuchar. Ben Griffin got 54.
in there. Yep. Ben Griffin. So, good for him getting into that number because that's a huge boost for him. Gets into those 2 elevated events, signature series events. And then you go on and the tour year's over. We have the hit and giggle next week that we're going to talk about. We can move on if you wanted to move on to that now. The hit and giggle that's next week.
I want to say one more thing with these events, like talking about how this kind of is a like second end of the season. This is like you had the end of the season that got your top 50 really, and some of them played in this. This is the next stage that to 125 that's getting in with this new, and it's kind of fun to kind of see in here. And when I said earlier, like it's an easier course for pros. The average golfer is still going to struggle on this course. Like let's be honest.
Yeah.
This is just plays more to their strengths on there. Give a shout out to our new favorite golf commentator, Joel Damon. He got in at 83. So a lot of things that it's going to be fun to see how this all plays out next year in the new kind of alignment where the designated events are now going to the signature series. And how a lot of those are going to be kind of bunched up at times too. So you're going to see a lot more.
There's 3 weeks in a row that they play a signature series event on tour, which is
a major.
Crazy to me. You go 3 weeks in a row with Waste Management. You go Pebble, Waste Management, and then the Genesis. You couldn't spread those out?
Well, they're trying to do that. Like they have the Florida swing, the California swing. Like it's the travel that goes.
What are we calling this? The swing of like
the West Coast.
Throw in Waste Management.
Yeah, that's the West Coast. I mean, it's still out in Arizona. You're going out that way, so but yeah, I think it's interesting. So, and now you're getting into what I call the exhibition season, where
correct,
100%. Everything that's coming up here in the next few months is you have Tiger's Tournament of Champions, the hero, which is what's coming up next week, which he's playing.
I was right. I'm just gonna say it. Said he was playing.
I'll give it to you.
I said he's playing.
It's his event. So I mean,
yep.
I think I hope if he's playing, he is ready. Like, and this is
here's a couple things. Foreplay put up a post today that they just did some stuff with Tiger. So I'm gonna be intrigued to see when that drops, what happens. And then the other question that you have to ask at Tiger's event, did you see who dropped out of it?
No, I didn't see who dropped out of it. I haven't really looked at the field yet.
Hatgate. Both of them. Schauffele and Cantley withdrew.
That could be interesting.
They were replaced by Justin Rose and one of the nicest guys in the entire planet, Lucas Glover. So good for Lucas getting in that field.
Lucas
get a guaranteed paycheck.
Just jumping into
that
all this
dude
stuff
gets 2 wins back to back and has literally turned it into just an ATM machine. Let's just call it what it is.
Well, let's just say I think what honestly motivated Mr. Glover this year was missing the U.S. Open. Because all of the drama that came around that, when I say drama, it's not like bad drama or anything like that. It was that, hey, he's a past champion that is at the course. Not the course that's actually the course at in a few, or the Ryder Cup's at in a few years.
Right.
But he's a past champion, and he had to go through the qualifying to get in because he hadn't been doing that well for a while.
And then changed putters.
Well, missed the putt. To he had
missed a 2-foot putt.
Playoff. Yeah.
Right. Missed a 2-foot putt.
That kept him out of the US Open, which was sad. But then what he could have done there is just complained and not gotten any better. And he just went on a tear. He just turned it around. And now he should have made the Ryder Cup team.
Should have. Would have been a better pick.
What exactly? I think it would have been a better pick. And we all picked him to be in it. He now is going to be playing in this. He's won some events, really had a great end to his season, and hopefully this all snowballs into this season.
As part of a team in TGL, which we're going to get in and discuss later. So I don't want to go down that road really quickly now.
But he's really brought himself back to being one of the names on tour. Yeah.
Right.
Not just
all by changing to a lab broomstick putter.
Yeah,
literally, that was the change.
He found the putter that worked for him, and that's the best thing you can do. I mean, to be honest, a putter is the one thing. If you can find one that works for you, stick with it.
Yeah, stick with it.
So,
hey, really quick, as we talk about one side note, there's a job opening at NBC now.
We are officially putting in the Golfing Dads application.
The Golfing Dads Tavern would like to apply for what is Paul Azinger's position at NBC.
If you love this show, I think you need to put out ask for us to be the next voice of NBC and bring that energy, that Golfing Dads energy to each NBC tournaments. Because I think it would be really funny to have you and I in the booth and have Dave following a group.
Can Dave make it around? Let's just leave it at that.
It was your caddy, so that's on you, man.
That's true.
It was your caddy.
Hey, so I will say this. I didn't like how it was done. They didn't tell him they weren't renewing his contract at the end of the season, so he couldn't have that last moment there on camera. And I also don't like the fact, they kept Brandel and re-signed Brandel.
I liked Azinger. I thought he did a good job.
I did too.
I like because that's the thing with golf. I want someone who can talk golf, who is okay to listen to. I don't want someone who's like Joe Buck calling golf was just, oh my god, that was painful.
Well, it's Joe Buck calling anything is awful.
That's true, I mean, but I'm just saying. But to be honest,
ESPN gives us an out. We don't have to listen to him on Monday nights if we don't want to.
To be honest, the Manning cast is the greatest thing that's ever happened besides this show.
Correct,
because the Manning cast is just it's fun to watch, and have that. It almost feels like John Madden again is really what it feels like with the Manning cast.
Yes.
Like you haven't had something like that with these other analysts. Like I like Jim Nantz and Tony Romo. I actually like that combination.
Yes. I would agree.
When they were out there. I actually like Troy Aikman. Really, Dallas Cowboys former quarterbacks are better at announcing than they are at being quarterback. So when Dak
Troy wasn't bad. I mean, Troy did win 3 rings.
Troy did win 2 Super Bowls, but he also had Emmitt Smith carrying that
team.
So.
And Michael Irvin, yeah.
Exactly. But so when Dak Prescott becomes an announcer, it should be pretty good.
Should be pretty good, yeah. Yeah. Yep. So all right. Well, I think it's time for the best segment of the night, as we always like to do. So
let's go right into it.
Be here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very bright.
I feel like wasn't there a song I wear my sunglasses at night? There was a song I wear my sunglasses at night. So without further ado, let's talk about these sunglasses we're wearing, and let's welcome Gary and Dana to the Tavern.
Switch this up a little bit there to make it a little bit
better. Yeah. Hey guys, how are you? We can't.
Could you guys hear us?
I can't hear you. You're not muted.
No, I was looking at the same thing.
While we're doing that, thanks, Shannon. How are you tonight, Shannon? Let's see.
Well, we'll talk about it. We do have the CEO and COO of Popticals joining us here. They're trying to get their volume
audio
up and working. We have with us in our studios, we have some samples to talk about. We'll ask a whole bunch of questions. These are sunglasses.
I think
that,
and you know what? I'm going to show Greg. I mean, how easy they just fold right up. One of the cool things about these glasses is they slide together, fold down, and they fit in this nifty little storage case that you can hang in your golf bag. It's really cool.
That's the thing that I like when I saw these, when they were like, hey, we wanted to talk to them about these, is that they have this little hard case that you can fold these glasses in, throw into your bag, and
I think we good.
I think there we go.
Yeah, we're good. There we go. We can hear you.
Sorry.
No, hey guys, how are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Good. So thank you for joining us tonight.
Absolutely.
And I think I want to start. You guys just recently acquired the Popticals brand, and we're going to jump right in. So have you always been in the sunglass business? No.
Far from it.
Yeah.
Far from it. So it's been a learning.
We're both, our backgrounds are in financial services. And Dana has a small business, an e-commerce business, personalized gifts and home decor as well. So we've dabbled in e-commerce in the past, and my background, like I said, is financial services, but strategy and optimization. So when we looked at Popticals as an opportunity, it just seemed like one of those things where it had all the pieces, kind of the unique areas of expertise that it would need to get it up and going again. And between the two of us, we felt like it was a great opportunity.
Nice. And so we're obviously a golfing podcast here, and we got some of your glasses here, but you don't just make golf specific glasses.
Greg, I don't mean to cut you off, Greg, but really quick, we're going to add Dave into the studio now, so just FYI. Thanks for joining us, Dave.
There he is. Look at that.
Looks good.
So with that, like I said, you don't just have golf, but how many models of glasses do you have, and what are the other activities that you make glasses specifically for?
Yeah, so we have 10 different frame styles, right? And so, you start the frame style. We have aviators. If Dana will hold some up while we're going, right?
We're gonna do a little fashion show.
Yeah, fashion show for you. You got aviators. We got some boater style glasses, right? Mossy Oak. If you're familiar with the brand Mossy Oak, we have their pattern on several glasses as well. Then just some sporty looking glasses, similar to the ones that you have, Greg. There's a couple of variations of those, right, which are semi-rimless. All right, I think, Steve, you have some semi-rimless as well.
Yes.
Just a lot of different frame styles, different sizes there.
We got like our ski.
Yeah, this looks like kind of like a ski pair, right?
If you don't want to wear goggles, these will work just as good as goggles.
Right.
Oh, nice.
And then from a lens perspective, so golf is obviously the most popular one, right? But fishing as well, skiing, right? And really, one of the things we've learned a lot of is that all these different lens combinations, it's really sport and activity specific, right? So they all can be for different activities depending on what you're trying to do. And there's not one size fits all. For fishing, there's like 8 or 9 different combinations, or maybe even more that make sense depending on the type of fishing you're doing. Golf by far is the most popular, and probably one of the reasons that kind of edged us closer to buying, doing this deal is because, I love golf. Dana loves golf, right? And it's an extremely unique product. We'll talk about it a little bit more as we go on, but I think it's pretty unique compared to anything else that's out there. So.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely the uniqueness standpoint. Guys, hi, how you doing? Sorry, I'm even farther behind on the time scale than I normally am. So, the glasses fold up into a small compact size. Like I put these in my suitcase coming here. I had to read the instructions a little bit with the folding nose piece and everything.
I think the funniest part about that is Dave, you read. I'm just sorry.
Yes,
sorry, I didn't mean to, Dave. That one was too easy.
Yeah, it was. And I'm going to be honest. I really love these, but I think I've already lost these to my 9-year-old. He has claimed them as his own, he really loves them. And they fit in your pocket, your golf bag. How does this the technology from each different glasses work, and how did you come up with that concept for the folding sunglasses that work this well?
Yeah, so I think that kind of, first of all, as far as the glasses go, I kind of break it into 2 pieces, right? At the forefront, forget about the compact nature of it. These are truly are premium sunglasses, right? So they use Carl Zeiss lenses, right? Which is about as good as you can get, right? Some of the differences in the lenses here, right? We use nylon lenses, which we could talk about a little bit as it relates to golf here in a minute. But the clarity of the glasses are incredible, right? Which you might have noticed already. And again, depending on the activity, you can actually use it to enhance. The frames are made in Italy, handmade in Italy and hand finished in Italy, right? So premium materials, right? And the slide rail is actually, it's the patented technology behind it, right? So what differentiates us holistically is that we have these premium sunglasses that look and feel like many other premium brands that you've had, right? We think there's some big differentiators with the lenses. But then think about it. Like, the first thing I thought about when we heard about these and we started looking at them is going to a concert. I go to a concert, I wear my sunglasses. It starts during the daytime. And then I'm always trying to ask her to put these in her purse or somewhere, and she's not going to do it, right? Things going to fit in my pocket or not, so they're on my head, they're falling off and everything, right? So, I mean, I literally could be walking around the office at any point in time with 3 of these in my pocket, and that just makes it ultra convenient, from where you're going, right? And then from the case perspective, these things, they protect them really well, right? If you dropped it on the ground, the case with the glasses inside them, it's not going to damage the glasses, right? In my golf bag, nice and easy, right? Like I leave a pair in there. It's just I'm not going to forget that ever.
Yeah.
Reach in, leave them in, and they're always there when I need them. So this was actually an invention of the previous owner. And the way it came about really was he was skiing and he wanted to wear his glasses. He wanted his sunglasses at the top of the hill and there's nowhere to put them. So he's like, I wish I could just clip them onto my jacket so I can have them, when I need them. And being the inventor he is, he has a couple other inventions. He went and tinkered for a couple of years and came up with these. Right. And so what might have held you up in the beginning is what makes these different is there are some versions of foldable glasses out there. What makes ours unique is the slide rail. And so what a lot of people do in the beginning, that's why we put the card in. They try to do this in the beginning. And that's you just the right lens slides right over the left.
Yep. So because a lot of times even I find myself like folding it first, but it comes all the way over and then the frames fold down and that's it literally fits in the palm of my hand.
Yeah. One of the funniest things for us is to watch people open them for the first time and they're so like gentle and they don't want to break them. And then you see them a few days later and they're like driving and they're doing it with one hand.
Hey, we did have a question.
My 9-year-old figured it out.
We had a question pop up from one of our viewers tonight. And it's for people that wear glasses, can the lenses have prescriptions put into them?
So right now, the answer is unfortunately no. We're working on it. There's a couple reasons challenges that we're working through. So one of the things is with these glasses, they're all wraparound style, which provides maximum coverage, right? And so I never really wore wraparounds. Those are full wraparound.
Yeah.
I never really wore
those.
Most
glasses stop right here, but these go like all the way around.
Yeah. So Steve, you said you were driving. You might have noticed it as the sun wasn't beating you in the
right
from the side, right?
Right.
One of the natural things that causes is that it's the curve of the lens is too much for prescription. So we're working through it right now. We have one of the best labs in the country working on it, and it looks like it's something we may be able to do
in the future.
The future,
we're still working out the details on it.
Right. We might have to come out with another frame to be able to.
That's a big question that we've been asked a lot lately is if our sunglasses are prescription, and we know it's something that our customers want, so we're working towards trying to figure that out.
We spend a lot of time every day trying to figure this one out.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Now, one of the things I think that comes up a lot with sunglasses is the idea of polarized versus non-polarized lenses. So the question I have is for the golf lens specifically, as we are a golf podcast. What are the lenses polarized or non-polarized? And can you go into details to the why and which way you went on that?
Sure. So the golf lenses are non-polarized. And that's when you start looking and comparing maybe versus other golf lenses you've worn in the past, you're going to notice that a lot of them are polarized. These are non-polarized on purpose. And the reason being is when you think about polarization, what you're really doing is you're trying to remove the glare. And what it really does is it flattens the image for you for what you see, right? And it also can have an impact on your depth perception. So with golf, we don't want any impact of depth perception, right? And we don't want to flatten the image. We want to see every nuance of the course. All the rolling hills, the contours. When you get on the green specifically, one of the things we'll talk about in a few minutes is some of the things these will help you do is actually see little minute differences in the elevation of the green that you wouldn't be able to see with the naked eye. And if you're wearing, you might be able to see with the naked eye, but with polarized lenses, it would be even harder, right? Especially if it's a very sunny day. So they're non-polarized on purpose for that reason. Now, that's our golf lenses. We have a couple other non-polarized, but again, depending on the activity, there's certain activities you have to be polarized or you're just putting yourself at a disadvantage, right? Like fishing is the prime example, right? So, but yeah, I think that's one of the differentiators for these lenses, the non-polarized aspect of it.
Nice.
So I'm going to go into the next thing about the lenses with, you got the sign in the center behind you. Is it NIDEF lenses? So how did that come about to have these NIDEF lenses?
Yeah, so NIDEF is our trademark on the lenses in partnership with Carl Zeiss. We use nylon lenses. So when you think about the types that can be in sunglasses, right? You have glass, which is as clear as you can get, right? Assuming they're clean, right? But they're heavy. They're heavier. And then polycarbonate, which is what a lot of sunglasses use, right? Which is heavier material, not quite as heavy as glass by any means, but extremely durable, right? So the benefits of nylon is they give you, on the scale that rates it, don't want to get too scientific, right? But it comes in just below where glass will come, all right, as far as clarity. But it's lighter, significantly lighter. So when you think about polycarbonate being lighter than glass, these are about 20% lighter than even polycarbonate. So you get the clarity, you get the less weight. When you think about it and you hold those glasses in your hand, each one, depending on the pair you have, the heaviest one weighs 1 ounce.
Well, that was the one thing I noticed.
Yeah.
When I first took them out, like how air light they are. Like
I think yours are probably the heaviest.
Yours are the heaviest.
One,
I think
even
like
still,
1 ounce.
They're really light.
Yeah.
And so the combination of that is the material we use for the frames and the lenses combined, and some of the other benefits of that too, especially when you think about golf or just being outside all day. With it being so light and it being a clearer view, it's less eye strain, right? A lot of people, if they wear sunglasses for 8-9 hours, they might get headaches or they want to take them off for a little bit. You're not going to have that issue with these. The other benefit of non-polarized is you can read your phone screen while you're wearing those. If you're checking your stats or plugging in your scores, you can't do that with the polarized lenses.
I don't need to plug in any scores. I'm just bad.
Yeah.
My job is to skip music to the next channel.
That's nice, Dave.
You represent a lot of us.
So this NIDEF technology you have right now, you have purple and violet in color. Was there a specific reason behind those two colors? I could see, like over your shoulder, you got like a blue and like an aqua teal color over there. Or was there a specific reason that you went for the golf lenses?
100%. 100%. So with working with Zeiss, right? So our other glasses we have all the different colors that you would want in lenses, right? But these were made specifically for golf and specifically for performance. All right. And so one of the things is green, and green specifically is one of the most receptive colors to the eye, right? So our eyes are just like a magnet to the color green. We love it. And golf courses, the golf course will overwhelm you with the color green. You don't even realize it till you're out there. Well, I never realized it till I started wearing these. You wear them for 30 minutes, 40 minutes for your eyes to adjust. You take them off and it feels like you're being interrogated, right? There's so much green.
I see a lot of pine straw and like tan in my golf rounds.
Yeah, so maybe you get a different kind of pair, right? Well, you're walking through the woods to get those, so you see the green, right? So the purple and violet tints, what they do is they actually help to mute the green. All right, and so what that does is it'll actually make it look, I don't want to say dead, but it'll make it look a little browner, right? It'll mute the green to give you more of like a brown type look when you're looking at any green color. And what that enables you to do, you take the non-polarized, not flattening anything out, and now you can actually see the differences in the color green. So I think we do have a picture we sent you we could show, but when you look at the green straight on, you see green. You might see a little,
Hold on, I'll pull that up right now. So
and this is going to go into the difference of the colors here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right.
So that's this view is without the lenses on, and then this view is with the lenses on.
Right. But let's pull back for 1 second, Stephen.
Yeah, of course.
This. So when you look at this, I mean, essentially it looks pretty flat. Right, and you can
even in the distance where there's the hills in the back, they look a little flat. But if you if you look through the lenses,
right,
you see the definition of the hills.
And
the undulations.
Right. So you see see the little bit darker patterns right now in the green. Now, these aren't doctored at all. These aren't the best pictures to illustrate this. It's really hard to get to replicate this by taking a picture through the lens itself, right? But it's a good example for our purposes. If you look, you can see across the green different patches. They look like different darker spots, right?
Yep.
And those aren't shadows. If you flip back, this was taken the same time of day. Do you see any shadows on the green? No. So
No.
What those different and darker spots are telling you is a different elevations, really.
Slopes.
Yeah, different slopes, or one might be a little bit higher than the other. So, like I said, when you look at this, you might. I was going to play a game and see if you guys could read this screen through this picture. There's a couple things you might be able to pull out, but then when you flip back over, you can really determine if you got it right.
Now, see, I've always been like, I've noticed this. I'm down here in Arizona at my brother-in-law's place, and it's a different contour and light and everything else down here. I've always been a big fan of like another couple of the blue iridium, and we all know, what lenses, I'm referring to that. But I've noticed just how much I can pick up differences wearing these lenses right now while I've been out walking around, here on the golf course here, as compared to the other lenses that I've sworn by for years, and I'm converted.
Hey, great. Yeah, I think it. For me, I've always been. My vision's poor, right? And I have a hard time reading greens, always, right?
So does Steve.
Yeah. For me,
Wow.
what I've noticed right off the bat.
He's not wrong.
I'm not wrong. I'm here for a reason.
Yeah, some of the things you'll notice is you just might be a little more confident in the line that you pick right off the bat, right? Until you start to feel more comfortable with the glasses and say, all right, sometimes you second guess yourself, right? But you'll be able to notice that, hey, this I can see the left to right. The other thing I think that, and this is where we're going to have to do a good job, and we're talking to a couple of professionals and PGA coaches right now, putting coaches, to see if we can work out a partnership with somebody to help us talk about how to educate people on these. Because, what are you looking at, right? So for me, we hear about reading the grain and what's the grain saying stuff in certain grasses. Well, I just tune that out, for years on the PGA, because I'm never going to see the grain with my vision. Well, I can see the grain now. And so I'm like, all right, now I see it. Now what do I do with it, right? What kind of things should I be adjusting for, and so forth. So, and then when you look through these, when you see, you do immediately notice some different things. Like you said, you'll see some darker patches of green that might show you that it's a little bit lower than than where it's a little bit lighter green, and in small little spots too. So that's giving you some clues as far as, where that break might be and how severe it might be. So all those things come together. It's great to have the information. Golfers, as you guys know, we take in all kinds of information all the time. It's how to effectively use it is the second part of the battle.
Well, I think.
Craig, really quick, we got a couple of questions from the audience tonight. First question: scratch resistance.
Scratch resistant. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Easy answer.
Yeah.
Easy. That comes from a dad of 3, so I do know that. So, and then the next question, Shannon again asks, any possibility for a larger ladies frame?
Yeah, so we have 9 different frame styles in the golf line. All right, so the Pop Star, which I think Greg might have gotten.
These are
the Pop Art.
Pop Art. All right, so Pop Art and Pop Star.
Yeah.
Very similar.
Pop Star.
Yep.
Very similar. Pop Art has more of a classic look. Pop Star is a little bit sporty, but there's smaller versions of both of those. So if one doesn't fit you, the other one, you go up, right? And then, like I said, there's 9 different styles. So
H2O is a bigger frame.
It's hard for me to say. So these were made to all be unisex, while some do appeal more to men than others. I kind of don't comment on which ones might work for women or not, because Dana pulls them all off. She wears them, right? She tries all the different ones. There was ones where I never thought that a woman would be interested in those, and they end up becoming popular. So There's
No, I
9.
think if I told my wife what to wear, I'd be sleeping outside.
Yeah. I gave up.
Knowing his wife, he's right.
So yes, there's like I said, 9 different styles. So if you look at the site, you'll be able to see that.
So you talked about like the different styles and everything, and you kind of brushed over this a little bit before, but these glasses kind of take some getting used to. So it's not just like putting them on and like you're gonna see different things. So like it's like a hat, and a good hat, you got to break it in. A good glove on the golf course, you got to break in. So how do you break in or get used to these? What do you recommend for the first time users of these lenses on a golf course?
Yeah. So, well, hopefully in the near future, I will have, we'll have a guide for people, like for tips. Like I said, we're working on that right now. But I would say in general, the thing is that you're going to notice that you're seeing different things immediately, right? Which you guys have all noticed. You know what you're seeing. It's just processing it and trusting it is really what it is, right? And so that's my best advice, is that for me, not having a lot of confidence in my line all the time, right? When I put the glasses on, I'm like, well, this is breaking right to left, right? And it's going a little downhill. That was my initial reaction, but I don't trust my judgment on reading greens. So then I would putt it and realize, hey, that actually went right to left, and a little downhill, right? And so I think it's just having a little trust. I wouldn't be playing for money in the first round, right?
I'm so far in the hole in money, it really doesn't even matter anymore.
I think Dave owes Steve and I a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But so for these lenses, it's almost like when you go to a golf course and before you go to the range and you go to the putting green. So if you put them on the putting green, most people, when they go to the putting green, they're just hitting and trying to make putts and do things like that. But if you're actually kind of working on your game, it's put them on, read a green, try to see what it does there. And that's a great place, I think, to kind of break them in, is while you're working on your putting, this is going to help you with that. So
I think one other thing I've noticed just from the testers and just, friends and family and customers that have already purchased them, I've heard a lot, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but because I don't know how to connect the dots here, but a lot of people instantly say that their distance control, even though they don't know.
Makes sense.
Yeah. That they're starting to get their distance control down a little bit more, like without even trying that, right? They're trying to read the greens better, but their distance is starting to tighten up more towards the target. So that to me has been interesting. So there's other things that, there's a course I played 100 times and I put these on and I noticed, I noticed a couple of things that I have never seen.
Yeah.
Right. Just like one of the fairways where almost a little bit of rough. I usually don't hit it over there, but from the tee box, I could see. I'm glad I don't hit it over there because that thing falls off immediately, right? Like it's going to bank down. So there's little things like that with the fairway that you'll be able to notice too. So,
well, I think with your distance control thing there, I think it's that depth perception, because like even when Steve had the pictures up there before, I wasn't really looking at the green. I was looking at the hills in the background, based on what Dana was saying. You could see the difference, and when you can see the height and everything like that, that's going to help you with your depth perception, because especially if you're playing in a place like Florida that is just flat and flat and flat, like sometimes you lose that because there is nothing to gauge there. But these glasses will help you with that and give you that depth perception and help you with that yardage too. So I'm trying to connect the dots there for you, but I think that's where I would see it at.
I think about it, but we always try to. This is why we finally figured it out, right? the putter's not. I'm not changing the way I putt per se, but I guess the connection between my brain and my arms is getting my control and distance control down a bit more. So there's little things like that you might pick up and realize right away. But again, to your earlier question, I think it's just with anything, right? If you switch from a 54 to a 56, there's the distance is obvious, right? But there's it takes a minute to get used to. Or even if you switched your 56 out, it still might take a minute to get used to. And this is going to be no different. I think the benefits are it's just trust. It's trusting your line, trusting your read, and realizing that hey, there's things out there I've just not seen before, and now there they are, right? try to make a good decision.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the technology. I think the most important question we need to answer tonight, though, is will these glasses help Dave lower his score?
I mean,
Will you?
if he starts playing on the fairway,
I was trying to say it with a straight face. I really was trying to say it with a straight face, and I couldn't do it.
I saw this question come through when he sent it, and I had some different hand emojis that originally came up when I was looking at my phone. I'm around these guys for one reason, and that's to read greens and carry Steve's bags.
And make the bar run. We'll just say
that.
Makes a good beer run.
Yeah.
So last question, and we always end with this. First off, where can people find you, and what? And I'm going to ask this question now, also because it's obviously timely. What do you have going on for? Obviously, this Friday is Black Friday. So, do you have any specials going on this week with Black Friday going on?
Yeah, so we have Popticals.com is the site, right? And you can, it's as simple as that. You can also get them on Facebook as well, right through Facebook in the shop there. Right now, so our entire store is on sale from between 20 and 50% off. We just did it for the whole month of November. For the golf lenses, they're all 20% off right now. So any one of the pairs of golf lenses, 20% off. And we have a couple other things. If you sign up for the newsletter on the website, when you come in, it prompts you. That'll be an extra 10% that you can apply during Black Friday or even today, through the rest of November. So, and on the site here too, to the person who asked the question before, we got virtual try on all the pairs. So you could just hit the button, throw them on, and it is pretty true to the size it'd actually be. So if you just click on any pair and hit the try on button, it's designed to be accurate if you were like holding your phone in front of your face. Right. So with the computer and stuff, as long as you're holding it, the average distance here, that'll be about as true to fit as you can get. So that's a good gauge to help you determine if that pair fits you or not. So like I said, 20%, extra 10% if you sign up for the newsletter. Just got to put a code in for that one, but you can get them up for 30% off right now.
Awesome. That's great. That's great. Well, guys, thank you for joining us tonight. Really appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving week, and holidays to you guys. And Dave, I'm still struggling with you wearing those glasses on this.
He's just sitting there saying nothing, wearing those glasses.
They look good.
I feel like you need a cigar with that.
These are great. I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head with throwing them in a golf bag, having them there, and helping you read greens. So thank you for coming on here.
Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. We enjoyed it. We enjoyed watching you for the last few weeks. It's been
we enjoyed having you join in the comments last week. That was great.
Yeah, that was great.
Sense of humor.
Orlando golfer, yes, they are Popticals on Instagram.
Yep.
So
at Popticals on all the platforms.
Yep. So cool. Well, thank you guys.
Well, thanks. Happy Thanksgiving.
Will you guys be in Orlando for the PGA show?
I might be going down just as a visitor. We won't have a booth or anything like that, but just to check things out. And
if you are going to come down, let us know. Love to at least say hello, touch base while you're down here. So
absolutely,
definitely would love to do that. So we will definitely look forward to this, and you can look forward to some more pictures of us on social media with our glasses on.
Oh, please.
Right.
Definitely.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Cheers, y'all.
Thanks. Cheers.
Cheers.
That was good.
Hi, guys. How we doing?
Yeah, welcome.
Hey, Dave.
Move your camera over, Dave.
Yeah.
So I'm stuck between two green shirts here. I didn't get the memo of the green shirt memo.
Sorry, it's like Christmas, like red and green.
Apparently.
That's right. My iPad's going to die here in a little bit.
But I will say about these,
Dave having technical issues.
I know, it's surprising.
It's not technical. It's just I forgot to charge it.
Ah, okay. Well, that's just personal issues.
Yeah, right.
Like I said, these are great to throw in a bag.
I love the glass. My thing is I keep trying to fold it first, and you have to remember just to slide it over to get that whole fold. So I love the glasses. Will loves the glasses. He wants his own pair.
Jackson has asked for them also. My 9-year-old.
Oliver brought the box in with me, and he was like, "Oh, this is mine. This is," and like he was opening it up, and he's like, "These are mine." I'm like, "First, they're a little big for you." But all of our kids want to steal these glasses. So. Hey, there we go.
That's already on the list, so don't worry about that. That was like the first thing to go on the list.
That was the first thing that was on the list. Yes,
that was the list for the longest time.
Yeah, that was the list for the longest time.
That and Steve naming golf courses he's played.
Yeah, it's not a technical issue. It's I'm an idiot issue.
The user issue.
Yeah. Well, I think it's everybody's favorite time of the week right now.
Well, smack my mama.
All right, I went with a festive. I went with a festive one this week. It's not golf related.
Spatchcocking.
Hold on. I'm gonna start over again. Here we go.
I want you to breathe in and breathe out.
She's not giving CPR. I have so many questions. Like, why did you think getting on top of an island
in socks,
because she's like 4'11".
I don't care if you're a 2-year-old size, like standing on a what looks like a pretty decent countertop.
Yeah,
with the turkey, like a wet turkey right there. None of this was going to go right. Like,
no,
I'm surprised. I'm surprised she didn't look up smiling with like blood coming out of her and missing teeth.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
You know, here's the thing I do miss wearing my AirPods. I don't hear the music for the greatest video intro ever.
Oh.
Because it cuts it out. Yeah.
Ah, gotcha. So we'll have to learn about that. So we'll get you. I can send you a copy of that. But
you know,
nice.
With that. So first off, Dave, we asked us how our weekend is. How's Arizona?
Arizona's nice.
Yeah,
down here just outside of Tucson in Oro Valley. And down here, hopefully, we were out at Top Golf last night, and hopefully to get out to the course this week. So we'll see how timing and everything else goes.
Nice. There's a lot of good courses out in that area. So
yeah,
that's
my brother-in-law's a member now at La Paloma.
Oh, nice.
So.
Well, it looks like we're coming to visit them.
Yeah. I hope you made enough turkey for us. We're gonna leave right now.
We're on our way.
It's sitting in brine right now.
Yeah, we've been defrosting ours all week, so
yeah.
And we're not gonna put it on the counter and try to give it CPR and spatchcock it. So
yeah, no, we have turkey breast.
Okay,
nice.
All right. So there was some news about a certain golf league this week that had basically
it was
technical.
It was deflating. It was deflating.
Deflategate. It was a deflategate.
It was Deflategate all over again.
I was going to say it was the same thing that happened in Minnesota Vikings Stadium a few years ago.
Correct, but that was
at the Metrodome.
Well, that was because snow.
Yeah.
That was snow. That so. But TGL has been in the news.
Yeah, it's an interesting, it's nothing to do with any of them, and this is completely structural. But we've all kind of commented on here before, and I think I sent this text to you guys as well too. Does this change anything from the live perspective of any of these guys potentially jumping ship?
There's some problems with that. And somebody posted online that this is the beginning of the end for TGL. I don't think it is.
No.
Because I think there's too much money behind it. And there's a major TV deal with ESPN. Unlike a TV deal with the CW.
The bad thing about
there's a ratings difference.
This is all timing, and the bad thing is that they just started promoting these teams. They just started like really getting like the footwork going of like, hey, here's the team, and it was probably going to start ramping up here and ramping up, get you excited for it. And before they got to that next ramp up of this, it collapsed. Like
literally.
That's going to be the thing, and it's not like the event didn't collapse, but I think it's a smart thing that they're doing in saying, hey, we're gonna hold off, we're gonna build this back up, and have to wait till what 2025 now.
Let's build it right and not build it quickly.
Yeah, exactly. They're not going to try to rush it out. They're not going to try to kind of do what Liv did and just like try to put something out there and start a fight. They're like, oh,
they can't put a schedule out this year. Have you seen that? Brooks
online, the Brooks comment. Yeah,
the Brooks saga about not knowing where they're playing next year. I mean, that's hilarious to me anyway.
It's like I said from the beginning, it's mismanaged, and it's just trying to fight for no reason when you could put a good product together from a Liv standpoint. That they're just missing the boat on this one. So, but I think
I also want to say that, you know, this will give them another year to make the right decision and have the Tavern cast, so we know it'll be hugely successful.
Yes, that's true. Well, once we have to start with NBC and get the our cast on there. Dave, we already said Steve and I will be in the booth, and you're going to be walking around the
on-course reporter.
On-course reporter.
Hey, do I get to tackle protesters?
Yes. That is a must. You also get one of those giant like antenna backpack and helmet.
And he gets the furry mic. You have to have the furry mic, not this
furry mic. Yeah, the machine and I will just go out and do on-course interviews.
I'm not going to lie. That would be, I think, Steve, you and I in the booth and Dave in the machine on the on-course could make.
But NBC. I have to. The machine and I have to. I have to go in with the machine in the way he does comedy shows.
And if you really you're not taking your shirt off. But here's the thing. We're also going to hide Marshawn Lynch somewhere on the golf course. We're not going to tell anybody where he is.
That's amazing.
He's just going to walk out and start talking to people.
I'm in.
NBC, come on. We're making golf fun again.
Yes.
Making a separate broadcast like that you can, like the Manning cast and
we get Joel Damon and John Rahm to come on just sporadically.
Yeah, we just follow them around.
I do think
I think it does give TGL more time to get players like John Rahm, into this league. Yeah.
Well, I wonder if it changes like how they do the schedule, how they can rethink some things now, like because they were trying to put it out quickly, they were trying to get it up in the right way. Does it
become the fall golf league now?
I don't think it becomes that.
No,
I think
because it was going to be on Monday nights after Monday Night Football was over with.
Right.
Yeah. Like it needs to be something separate. So now we're gonna have to wait till 2025 for this.
Yeah, because it can't be on Tuesdays because just competing with the Tavern, it just doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Well, we're gonna compete with it on Mondays with the but it's going to be interesting to see what they do if anything changes. But here's the thing. We don't know what could change in this time because, to be honest, we don't know a lot about it. We know bits and pieces together. We're starting to know teams. Like I said, they were getting to that next ramp up where we were going to learn more and more and get us excited about it. But now we have to wait again because of this unfortunate accident, which, to what you said, Dave, is no one's fault. There's no one's fault to this. This is not something, unless we find out that like Greg Norman and Liv sabotaged it, and that's where this comes from. But that would be
There's also the question of, did you not check your backup system?
Well, it's tough sometimes, with these sort of things that like you can check things like that, but things fail. But this is a big
we've all worked in a certain place where we know the backup systems sometimes don't work.
Mm-hmm.
That's true too.
That's kind of what I was getting to. It's like you can check the backup system. The backup system works, but it's just like a fire extinguisher. Like if you don't replace it and it expires, it's a backup system. But if you're not checking it all the time, you're gonna miss the boat. So it's
I'm just going to leave that there.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Why are you protesting the
10
Iditarod in Milwaukee? Or
No, this is at the
at the Win event. Yeah, but
Vegas.
why are you protesting the Iditarod? The Iditarod is a fantastic race.
Because they use dogs, Dave.
And people
they
protest anything. Like,
yeah, I know.
I'm going to say that I think there's a better chance that TGL is successful than the PGA Tour and PIF deal getting signed.
That's probably true.
Yeah, because that's not going to happen by the end of the year.
No, that's already been said, but I honestly think John Henry's group is at the head of the running of that. I really do.
Well, I feel the PIF and PGA, like that whole drama, I almost feel was a stunt in a sense to squash what Greg Norman and Liv, like they were saying, like, hey, let's squash this beef right here. Let's Liv be Liv and PGA be PGA.
Yep.
So they tried to make this seem like it was going to be a merger, knowing it's probably not going to work out.
Two big celebrities putting out media information that isn't true? Really?
No, I'm saying
it's
true.
Not so.
I'm saying it's true. They were trying to do it, but they knew it was more about squashing the beef. No, it was
getting
more
rid
about
and the idea that the lawsuits, the PGA Tour couldn't. They were hedging money that they didn't want to hedge anymore, and that's what they had to do.
Well, and here's the thing. To be honest, I think the PIF realized from a standpoint of their investment that if, let's say, they bankrupt the PGA, I'm not going to want to go watch Live now because of what they did to the PGA.
Right.
Like,
well, here's the other question. Their investment, are they getting the return on their investment they were promised? We're now going to be 3 years in. I mean,
and that's what I
2
think
years
it was.
Yeah.
I think and that's where my point was kind of going, is that they were looking at it from the ROI. They were looking at it like, hey, we can't keep fighting with you for no reason. There was no reason for this fight except Norman's beef and wanting to be like, say his idea was better, when it's like, no, your idea is different and it could work, but you're not worried about that. You're worried about being right.
Correct.
And that's not the way to do this.
No. And he was worried. Norman was worried about winning. That's all he was worried about.
Yeah.
In his vendetta and his beef with the PGA Tour.
And we all know when it comes to winning in Greg Norman, he always comes up short.
Wow.
That was great. That was actually really good.
That's probably Dave for the win.
Let's just say that's Dave's comment of the year. I wish I had a graphic for it. Like, because
hey, I'm gonna go pull that later.
Don't worry.
Those people that missed this tonight, you're be able to see that again on social media later.
Maybe Dave needs to be in Arizona more often, because that was brilliant.
I mean, his internet works better. Let's just say that. I mean, we'll just. I mean, hey, I'm in Mississippi right now, and the internet works fine here. I don't know what's going on in Iowa.
Hey, and that was without missing a beat too.
Yeah,
which for you is impressive.
Yeah, that was right on. Like, you were waiting for that.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
Hey, it's the popsicles.
So it's the popsicles.
And I ruined it.
You did.
Back to Dave.
A moment. But yeah, it was. I think the tour. I do think the tour is going to end up coming out on top on this whole deal. I just think it's going to. I think this is going to get, unfortunately, a little uglier before it gets better.
I think we may lose with all of this in the backing and the tour. I think as we keep moving forward, the whole concept of the elevated events, or whatever we're going to call them going forward, I think that money isn't quite there like it has been like last year or this upcoming year. I think we get back to a little bit more reality. When it comes to,
I think the problem is
money in the PGA Tour.
The money has to stay there for those events, because it's the only way. I mean, Liv is just handing out, and it's going to be interesting to see, because Liv realistically probably has 3 spots left. They have their tournament. They've got a couple guys. Graham McDowell still doesn't have a contract for next year. There's a couple guys that aren't under contract for next year. And I think from that perspective, when you look at where are these guys falling in and what spots do they have open, do they get rid of, like, who are you going to get rid of? You can't. I mean, Dave, you missed it earlier as we were talking. Matt Atkins Monday qualified in last week, finished T38 for the week, made 3 birdies in a row on Friday to make the cut on the number, then finishes T38. Those stories don't happen in LIV. They don't.
No.
Well,
and it's what makes the PGA Tour way better than LIV will ever be.
Well, and what's going to be the thing when, like, you have these people under contract, like when Phil, to be honest, is on the decline. Like, so
Phil was on the decline. Let's be real. Phil was on the decline.
No, I get that. I get that. But you're going to have to push him out at some point because you're only limiting it to so many people that are in there. So it's going to get ugly.
Correct.
Like, it's not going to get better.
Correct.
So
yes, correct.
It's
going
to be those awkward conversations of like, hey, we don't want you on our team anymore, or I'm a captain, and it's like, maybe you're not the right person to be the captain of a team.
Right.
Because
Bubba said he would step aside and be a non-playing captain. Now, I'm trying to figure out still what the captain's role is in LIV for these teams. I haven't figured it out, but that's a whole nother story.
It goes back to what we've said all along. Make it a team event or make it an individual event. Don't make it
right.
Like, you could, to be honest, if I'm going to fix LIV, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a team event where we're going to show the individual scores, but it's about the team winning. I'm not going to celebrate the guy who wins overall. I'm going to celebrate how the team wins, and make it a team event where you don't just play stroke play. Maybe you play alternate shot on the first day of the 3 days you play, and change it up, make it interesting. Because to be honest, I'd watch that. I would watch a team golf league
if it was more Ryder Cup style. Yes.
Well, so basically, what TGL was going to do.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I would watch that. Exactly. That's where they're getting it right. I would watch that team event, and then you could have someone like Bubba, and this would also solve the problem I just put out for them. Like, Phil could still captain a team, but be a non-playing captain, and you've already invested the money in this person, but now they're a non-playing captain. So they're putting together like, hey, here's the lineup, here's what it would be, and it makes it exciting.
The captain goes out for the non-existent coin flip.
You make it exciting, like when you're watching Major League Baseball, like what the coach does, what the manager does on the sideline in baseball, or in the dugout in baseball, what the coach does on the side of the court in basketball. Like, you could have
like Jim Harbaugh getting suspended from Michigan. Does it really matter?
No, it doesn't. That was a waste of a thing. And to what I'm going to say to that point is, with the game being this week between Ohio State and Michigan, and Ohio State crossing out the M of everything, I would respect that more if they took the M off of every player that has their name on their jersey.
Yeah.
I would be like, if they came out and took all the M's off of their jerseys, I'd be like, all right, now you're really getting into this, because you're really taking the M's out of it, like they do on their towns, and they cross out stuff throughout Columbus. I think that would be a fun jersey thing to do. And I'm not a fan of the Ohio State University.
Yeah.
So,
hi, my name is Mike Mitchell, but this week I'm Ike Itchell.
Exactly. Come on. Like, the back of the jersey of, I mean, their quarterback's last name starts with an M. Take that out.
Take it out.
Right.
That would be fun.
Confuse every announcer in America.
Oh my God, that would be great. I would respect Ohio State if they did that. And that's saying a lot for me to say that. That hurt to say. That's like saying that's like saying the Red Sox are a decent baseball team.
Dave, I approve of your marriage to an Iowa girl.
Okay, there we go.
You're not the only one that has access. You're married to an Iowa girl. Man, Dave just needs to live in Arizona now. I'm sorry, Dave.
Right.
He's
way
broadcasting
better.
is much better out there. You're relaxed. It's that dusty desert air that helps you, I think.
I mean, if he said he was in Colorado, we would know why he's relaxed and doing better.
That's true.
So
it's true. He's got the wine. He is in a pseudo wine country out there too. So
we already know he's drinking. Hey, Dave, we haven't had a shameless plug tonight. Are you drinking Airport Road tonight?
No, I'm not drinking Airport. There's no Airport Road Vineyard wine here tonight.
You're at your family's holiday event, and you're not drinking your family's wine.
We don't drink the profits.
That's a good point. Yeah, you don't. That's good. You don't drink your own stash. It's good call.
Yeah.
So, all right. I think with that, folks, it is. Yes. The internet is stable. That's true, Brad. Brad,
there's a couple hand motions that you can't see on air right now either.
I don't want to know about.
I don't want to know what you're doing under the table.
Yeah, we need to go.
All right. With that, everybody, have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yes. And good luck on Black Friday for those of you that are going to venture out. Just leave it.
Just go to Amazon.
Check out our holiday special.
It's not the same.
Yes, if you're looking.
If you need ideas for Black Friday.
Yes, check it out.
Popticals, check out their websites.
Yes, 30% off. You sign up for the newsletter.
Dave looking like a badass.
Can you take us out of here, Greg, please? I can't do this anymore.
Right. Have a good night, everybody.
Cheers, y'all.
Talk about growing the game and doing some different things.
Oh, nice.
And I want to bring Craig and Talatag. You guys to talk about growing the game.